Point of the purpose is to get as much of that loose stuff dealt with as possible.
Don't get in there and just lay it in. Just kind of work it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to drybonesgarage. This episode is a part of a series where my dad and I take a 63 Corvair and turn it into a hot rod. In this episode we prep and paint some of the trim interior pieces as well as paint the engine, so I hope you guys enjoy.
Ta-ra! Oh my gosh, look at that. That stuff still looks brand new.
Was it used?
Well, this was sitting in the Supra. Maybe I changed the oil. I'm sure I did, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Maybe your grandpa did something with this thing after. But as far as I know, the last thing this engine was in was that Supra I had, that second gen, or third gen, I'm sorry. And I got it running and then got underneath the car, because usually I'll tear them apart and then I'll never get anywhere with it. So that one I decided I wanted to run before I started tearing anything apart. Got into it, got it running, got underneath the car to start doing brakes and whatnot, and realized the whole tail end of the car was just gone. It had cancered out, just disintegrated from the rust. There wasn't enough left to put it on the road safely, so I just abandoned the project. And that was just before the move to Oklahoma, so you know what that situation was like. There just wasn't anything anywhere to be putting into that car anymore.
Dad said I shouldn't have been sitting directly under the engine like that, just in case the hoist fails.
Can't remember if this thing was black or blue.
Before it was orange?
Yeah, this is a Malays Arab engine, kiddo.
I think I saw blue.
That would make sense. Yep, that actually is reversing the paint.
I'm surprised you did that much of the engine.
Well, we want this thing as clean as it'll get.
Yeah.
Granted, this isn't a show car. We're not doing a show car level anything on it.
Yeah. The paint's starting to wrinkle.
Everywhere it gives up, wipe it off. Because it wasn't really prepped when I did this last time. Pretty much I hit it with a wire wheel.
Yeah.
In a drill like you just did, and I was using a wire wheel to clean this. And then we'll hit it one more time with that wheel you got, that plastic one. Knock off whatever loosens up, and if you want to do it again, go ahead. Point and the purpose is to get as much of that loose stuff dealt with as possible. Okay.
Dad sprayed the engine with brake clean, not knowing for sure if the paint would chemically react with it or not, and it obviously did. I just wasn't too keen on scrubbing the engine again.
While the camera was off, Dad decided to clean something really dusty in here. So I'm gonna have to wipe this thing down again. Alright, so when we finally get to painting the engine, we're thinking about painting the trim too. And I think we have everything we need. These were sitting out, but I had to go on a treasure hunt to find these parts. So I'm glad I found them. I think I have everything. I'd have to ask Dad. These black pieces are from the 64 Corvair that we stripped out a little while ago. And the surfaces of them never got prepped for paint, so I'm going to do that. I went to dive through our sandpaper crate thing, and this was the smoothest stuff I've found. I don't know how you'd say that properly, but it's 600 on the back, so I think it'll be okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna ask Dad if this is okay, and I'll be back. Is 600 okay to use on the trim pieces to, okay?
It might be a little too fine.
Oh.
We should have like some 320 or some 400. That might be a better choice. But
Okay.
yeah, you can use a 600.
Okay. Hey Dad, some of these pieces are rusty. Do I spray rust cutter or whatever it's called?
I have to treat
That one?
Let's do something with that. All right, you remember the program, right?
No, wait, oh that, yeah.
Same as the wheels.
What's the fur around these things, Dad?
What's the what?
The fur around those holes.
That is the remnants of your header gaskets or exhaust manifold gaskets. All right,
It's good?
I think so.
The rust converter had a weird reaction to the remaining paint on these pieces, so here I'm just scuffing down the little bumps they created. Dad said he went a little crazy with the orange, but to me it looks almost identical with what we painted the firewall a few months ago, which was what we were going for.
That's going to need retouching. No, it got heavy and it ran. And we're running out, so now it's starting to lay down funny. And run everywhere. Yeah, we're done. Gonna have to fix those tomorrow.
Do you need a funnel for that? It looks like a lot's spilling. What's acetone used for? Is it just paint?
It's a paint thinner. It's used for several different things. Uh-oh.
Then what's lacquer thinner?
Hardeners. It's a different type of thinner. Acetone works on enamel.
Is it dry?
It's Goober Village.
Do you need help?
I just need to see what I'm doing here. I'm just barely feathering the paint in, where there's a lot of texture and a lot of moving parts, right? Get that dusted in. We were talking about that the other day with the spray can. Same concept. Kind of work your angles, kind of dust it in a little bit from a distance. Don't get in there and just lay it in. Just kind of work it. You can see how it's starting to get a little wet. See that? No run. And then walk it. See how I did that? Do that on the other side and then come back over, do this again. Because if you look, this is what I was talking about. I'm moving kind of fast and I'm just dusting it. I'm not laying in a good solid coat. You want this to start looking smooth and shiny, not all wrinkly. See that? Now it's actually starting to lay out a little bit, but you can still see a lot of orange peel. Okay?
see different from the last. It's not very, but it'll really look different in the car. Looking at everything else. Perfect.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, please press the thumbs up down below. And if you want to see future progress with the car, feel free to subscribe. I wish you all a happy autumn, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye!